not good for us to have Chinese technology embedded into our grid, into our businesses, flying over our skies.
Drones to us are our lives. Drones to people in DC are like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Protecting national security or stifling American business. The FCC made changes at the end of 2025 that could impact what you see flying in the sky in the future. It's all about keeping new drones from China out of our country.
Yeah, we just learned today that one Chinese drone company is now taking the U.S. government to court over this. Crystal Britt investigates the possible impacts of all of these new changes.
It's an industry that's only looking up. Drones are just part of our culture today. You see them at ball games, fireworks shows. Police use them. Farmers use them in their fields.
We're going to start with boundary points.
Plus, you'll find them in the classroom.
The industry has exploded over the last 10 years.
And it's the reason there's an unmanned aircraft systems program at Southeast Missouri State University.
And it's the only bachelor's degree program in the state of Missouri.
A program that's starting to take flight.
Seems to be that people are catching on to the idea that drones are here to stay, and it's a really good career field to go into.
But some new concerns with changes from the Federal Communications Commission citing national security. As of now, you can't legally import or buy new models of Chinese-made drones, like popular ones from companies DJI and Autel.
If you see a drone over an ag field spraying in the summertime, if you see a sheriff's department looking for a missing person in the Shawnee National Forest, most likely DJI. They have all of the world share in every country.
Brock Buckner owns Elevated Ag in Jonesboro, Illinois.
I sell these large agricultural drones that you see behind me here to farmers and custom applicators, and they use these pieces of technology to spray crops.
And all of them are DJI drones.
I suspect that these drones will last anywhere from 3 to 5 years on the models we currently have.
Because they can rebuild them here.
This is a DJI T100.
What they can't do is get the new models, and you can see how they've changed over the years from this one in 2021 to this 2026 model.
The models change rapidly every single year. They get bigger, they carry more weight, they have longer battery life, and we will be missing out on that innovation unless we have a big push on the American industry side.
Got 2 jobs to do.
Henry Eichner is a drone pilot. He runs a marketing and drone service company.
I'm in a chair. I've lived with muscular dystrophy my entire life, and I've never given up. I've always fought to keep going.
His work is his livelihood.
It's going to affect my business and my family in a huge way.
So Henry can keep using and flying his Chinese-made drones, but won't be able to update the software or get new ones from China in the future.
Don't cripple a cripple. You know, that's basically what they're doing. You know, I live in this chair, but when I fly a drone, it sets me free.
So why can't Henry and everyone else just pivot to using other drones, like U.S.-made ones? Well, they certainly can. But
all the U.S. brands are 2 to 3 to 4 times more expensive.
Zachary Davis is the owner of DroneWorks in Tampa, Florida. He believes some businesses, especially the smaller ones, won't survive this.
The regular guy that does a real estate video shoot is 100% affected by this. I mean, those shoots are, you know, they don't pay the most money unless you're at the elite end of that. And people could never afford to go out and buy an American-made drone for this use.
Vic Moss, a photographer and videographer of 40 years, started using drones in 2012.
At some point, we're just not going to have the ability to replace our fleets.
He's now active in the regulatory and advocacy side of the industry.
Educating lawmakers and city council members and stuff like that on what usually ends up being the unintended consequences of regulatory proposals.
Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley says he's sponsored legislation for years that would ban Chinese drones.
I don't want us, frankly, to be using any sort of tech from China that has the potential to convey sensitive information back to Beijing.
He understands there are concerns, but says it's not worth the risk.
They are trying to collect as much information as they can on Americans, on American businesses. They're trying to buy up as much American farmland as they can. I want to stop all of that.
The satellites that are available to people and these countries that are up there can take the picture of a license plate from space. So what is my drone going to get? And what is my drone going to collect that these countries can't get on their own?
And everyone we talked with said they would love nothing more than to buy American made.
We just don't have the manufacturing capability to replace what we need to replace here in the United States. We would love to have it. I'd love to fly an American drone. You know, I'm an American first. But you can't fly something that doesn't exist.
And many fear banning the competition will stifle growth in America.
Improvements are made with competition. In my opinion, if you ban further DJI drones, you're banning America from growing, because if we don't know what the competition has, how do we achieve the same level of product?
Well, hopefully they'll be able to find a cost-effective substitute that's made in another country that is not controlled by communists who want to spy on the United States and take all of our stuff.
But as of now, cost is a major concern, which Andrew Chronister says will likely impact his students.
We try to make the best use of the money that we have, and that won't stop. But instead of having two or three drones, we may only have one,
as they try to navigate changes with an uncertain future. Crystal Britt, Heartland News.
According to the FAA, there were close to 900,000 registered drones in 2025. Now, the agency did not respond to our question about how many of those are made in China. However, industry experts tell us that number is easily 80 to 90%.